Now, you may be concerned, you know what, Mark, if I start doing this stuff, if I start acting old-style, traditional masculine, people are going to think badly of me. Well, I have an idea for you. You may have noticed, for things that do not work for me, I have an alternative, right? Liberating idea. No one is paying any attention to you. Nobody cares. Nobody has a single fucking clue. Your family cares about you. You think they're paying attention, but you know what? They're reacting to their image, their idea of who you are, right? Which means you can do anything, and no one is paying attention. You can be going through women like Kleenex, okay? Okay? Nobody knows, except maybe they're all telling their girlfriends, right? Nobody knows. I make my living by traveling the world, talking about what I know, telling people do better, and here's how. People give me a lot of money for this, right? This should not be possible. This is stuff that ought to be taught to you when you're about this tall. But since parents and teachers are so fucked up, they didn't get the job done, which opens things up for me, right? Every one of these girls who goes, I have a boyfriend, okay, I not only say that's nice and keep rolling, but I also do things like, is he getting the job done? Okay, now every woman knows that question. She knows exactly what I mean, okay? And a lot of women will go, well, no, but, he's a nice guy, or I've been with him for a long time, or all this stuff. I'm like, well, hey, okay, perhaps what you need is an example, okay? Perhaps you would like the tasting menu here, Perhaps you should consider the dessert cart, I love these trainers who do self-framing. Okay, there's one very famous trainer. I'm certainly going to not mention his name because he's very litigious as well. But he likes to do things. He'll stand up and go, think of the greatest thinkers, the people of greatest influence, the greatest trainers of all time. And he goes, think of Gandhi. Think of Jesus. Okay? I'm like, dude, no. And he gets away with it. Right? Because people are like, yeah. And what you say is so powerful. It makes so much sense. Jesus. You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You should be someone different than you are now. I don't care where you started. There's room for improvement. Right? What do you think guys with big dicks think about? I've done therapy with some of these guys. Okay? And they'll come in and talk about, I'm so sick of women being scared off. It's like, I sweet talk them, we have the fine dinner, we go dancing, I get them back, I get my pants off, and they go, no. Clearly, that is more like a ball bat than an appendage. Okay, that's not going into me. Or this other guy was saying, it's like, yeah, he says, I can talk them into it, but, I can only get so much in, and then I end up, holding my dick and fucking her like this. I'm going, yeah, that'd suck. He goes, God, yeah. He says, I wish my dick were smaller. I said, I wish I had taped that, Get that thing on tape. Well, not the part, but, the whole, I wish my dick was smaller part. But they want something that they're not. They want something that they're not doing. They are just as fucked up as everybody else. What a liberating concept. Everybody's fucked up. Well, you're not actually fucked up. There's nothing wrong with you, but you have belief systems that haven't been working for you. How do I know this? Where are we right now? Right? What are we talking about? Who's on stage? Who's sitting in the chairs? Right? You all want something more. You want something better. And the great good news is you can have it whenever you want it. You can have as much as you want. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. If you start acting successful and confident, people go, okay, and they accept you for that, and they expect that from you. Right? They start to believe it, and they start to go ahead and tell other people, oh, yeah, that Mark Cunningham, God, he's confident. I don't know, he's this aging fat fuck with a beard, but he's like getting all these women. How the hell is this possible? Because I am not an aging fat fuck with a beard. Okay? Instead, I'm Mark Cunningham. Charming, irresistible to women. Okay? Teach them how to be fully orgasmic. Let's see who wants to play. Right? God, it's really funny. So I was working with this one girl. I was training her to be fully orgasmic. She goes, it's kind of weird. And I was thinking, well, probably what she's referring to is kind of weird with this guy who she only met 20 minutes earlier, and we're fully clothed, sitting in this therapy room, and she's having the best sex of her life, right? No, what was weird for her was I was older than her grandfather. Yeah. Okay, and it's like, she's like, you're like a cool grandpa. And I go, oh, shrivel, Yeah, come on, go on. Right? But she was perfectly happy to have the whole experience, okay? Wanted to date me, which is pretty funny because we'd go out and people are they're looking at me, they're looking at her. She was 19, okay? And which is legal almost everywhere. I want to assure people, okay? And they're looking, it's like, what, his niece? I mean, is like, hooker, what is this? Like, no. She's like a girl likes to come, and she knows where to find it. She thinks huge full-body orgasms. She thinks ecstasy, right? Right? Because that's my identity. That's my identity because that's what I presented to her, that she accepted it, she enjoyed benefits, and it was great. Now, if I actually looked in the mirror with a cold and critical eye, especially, any of you who have body traumas, you may as well go all the way into the depth and just get over it, okay? And the way you do that is you turn up all the lights, including the fluorescents, strip down naked, stand in front of a full-length mirror. Look at yourself, what do you think? Okay? Even people who look fine are troubled by this. They've done a bunch of research, and they wanted to find out what is the most stressful experience a woman can go through. Okay, and there's things like death of a relative, childbirth, okay? But you know what's part of the top 3? Trying on bathing suits, right? Because it's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have those shaping garments anymore. I don't have like pattern to flatter and all this stuff. It's like, boom, just me, a bikini in a mirror, right? But I don't accept that. That's just what I look like, right? My age is just something that it's my current stage of experience, right? I could just easily look around at younger people and go, ha! I'm ahead of you, right? I'm going to get there first. Yeah, I go first, right? Be who you want to be. Just start. There's this old thing about fake it till you make it. I'm not saying fake it. I'm saying be it, right? There's literally, when I'm talking about shifting from like ordinary state to full body orgasm in an instant, you can do the same thing with confidence. You can do the same thing with clarity. You can do the same thing with purpose, because they're just thoughts. And when you learn to utilize those processes of your mind that you use to make things real, you can, in fact, be anybody without effort. You just have to give up who you were.